There was a time when Hollywood didn't need multiverses, timelines, or remakes. It only needed one person, a single name printed on a poster, and the world would rearrange its weekend to make sure a visit to the cinema was included. Tom Cruise wasn't just in movies, he ignited them.
Joining us on the USS Midway, Tom Cruise!
And Will Smith, he didn't just show up on screen. He practically owned the box office every summer. Back then, the studios weren't betting on stories. They were betting on humans. Flawed, charismatic, unpredictable humans who somehow felt larger than life. But somewhere along the way, the power shifted, and the people who once ruled Hollywood found themselves overshadowed by something colder, safer, and infinitely more profitable. Not actors, not directors, not even studios, but intellectual property. IP like Marvel, Star Wars, Batman. Franchises so massive they didn't need movie stars to survive. They created their own. This is the story of how the movie star era died and how Hollywood crowned a new king. Before franchises took over, Hollywood ran on a simple truth. People trusted people. If the movie was starring Denzel Washington, you knew the movie would be good.
Go, Tom!
He's an interesting character, and you could put him back in action again.
They killed my friend, so I'm gonna kill each and every one of them.
If Jim Carrey was on set, you knew you'd laugh. Studios built entire marketing campaigns around a single face. The movie poster didn't need explosions or CGI. All it needed was a name. When was the last time you remember seeing one of those old school posters where they put two big name stars back to back like Lethal Weapon? Audiences weren't buying a ticket to a story. They were buying a ticket to a personality. Movie stars were the brand. Studios were just the distributors. But in the early 2000s, the ground shifted. DVD sales collapsed. Piracy exploded. Budgets skyrocketed. And with the birth of social media, the internet killed the mystique of the once beloved celebrity. Being able to see every meltdown, every meal, every crash out a celebrity has in HD quality, Hollywood panicked. And when corporations panic, they don't gamble on charisma. They gamble on control. Actors age, actors get expensive, actors run on stage at the Oscars and smack the host. But IP never ages or demands a $20 million salary increase. The Avengers don't demand creative control. IP is safe, predictable, and eternal. And so Hollywood made a decision that changed everything. Stop building movies around stars. Start building stars around movies. Then came the turning point. 2008. Iron Man, a superhero. Movie starring an actor Hollywood had already thrown away. Robert Downey Jr. wasn't a box office guarantee. He was a recovering addict and by no means had any real negotiating powers in the early Marvel meetings. So much so, his co-star in the first Iron Man, Terrence Howard, got paid $3.5 million compared to Robert Downey Jr.'s measly $500,000 salary. And after the success of the first Iron Man, when Terrence demanded more for the second project, Marvel replaced his character expeditiously. Because Marvel knew something Terrence didn't. The fans were going to keep watching with or without him because the real star was the suit. Iron Man didn't succeed because of Downey. Downey succeeded because of Iron Man. And Hollywood saw the blueprint. The character is the draw. The actor is the accessory. From that moment on, studios stopped chasing talent and started chasing universes. Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Fast and Furious, Jurassic World. Franchises became the celebrities. Actors became the employees. Since the explosion of the Marvel age, more than half of the movies released have solely been existing IP, and slowly, the old gods faded. For nearly 15 years, Will Smith was the definition of a movie star. But in 2019, Gemini Man, a $138 million Will Smith action film, flopped. Meanwhile, that same year, Captain Marvel, starring a relatively unknown Brie Larson, made $1.1 billion. Even DiCaprio, the closest thing we have to a modern movie deity, in his most recent picture, one battle after another, winning critical acclaim. However, the studio grossed half of what the Captain America movie did, a movie that was also released the same year that featured a brand new cast and an untested lead. The truth is brutal. Studios don't need charisma anymore. They need continuity. Today, the power dynamic is reversed. Actors don't elevate franchises. Franchises elevate actors. Chris Hemsworth wasn't a global superstar until he picked up a hammer. Rachel Zegler wasn't making headlines until she became Snow White. Hollywood doesn't create movie stars anymore. It manufactures franchise operators. And the message is clear. If you want to be famous, you don't need range. You need a costume. But here's the thing. No one wants to admit Hollywood didn't kill the movie star. We did. We stopped trusting actors unless they were attached to a universe we already knew. We traded movie stars for brands. And now, the industry is built on a truth that feels almost dystopian. Actors used to be the face of Hollywood. Now, they're just the face inside the mask. Because in the modern era, the real star isn't human, it's IP.